Hello and welcome to another Hands-On with 7 out of 10.
Hello, hello.
Ali joins me here and we're on the PlayStation again, and this time it is Thomas Was Alone.
I'm looking forward to meeting Thomas. James Thomas.
I did meet a James as well. There is
a James and a Thomas.
A James and a Thomas. It's a veritable family reunion. In fact, there's lots of randomly named cubes in this. I think we're about to meet a couple. Wait for a sec. Here we go.
Aww.
Now, the chap up here, I think his name's Chris.
Hello, Chris.
He's a bit of a grumpy bugger.
Aww.
Yeah, somehow these cubes, well, actually this one isn't a cube, they have personalities.
Laura was pleased this one was behind a wall. Maybe he'd never know what she could do. Maybe they could just have a conversation. Hang out.
So,
as long as he didn't find out what she could do. Which would never happen so long as they stayed separate.
Aww.
I think it's important to be quiet during that bit, but that's Danny Wallace. Danny Wallace is narrating all this and gives our little cube some personality. It's a bit of an abstract platform, to say the least, that could have otherwise been just all about challenge. But the writers, as voiced by Danny Wallace, seem to have injected an awful lot of personality and also concerns and paranoia and frailties into these strange geometric shapes. So we've got Chris, who's quite grumpy. We've got Claire, though, who's a bit paranoid.
And Laura, we were playing.
Oh, sorry, was that Laura? Sorry,
that
was
Claire. Laura.
Claire elsewhere.
Laura didn't have time to
Oh dear. Are you four-sided shapists? Can you not tell them apart?
I think so. All I know is Thomas is the red one, and he's
more important.
He can jump. He's quite a jumpy little man, and he likes observing things. So he starts off telling me how he can jump, you can swim, you can fall.
Square, who had shyly introduced himself as Chris, bounced atop Laura. She began to worry that he was just using her like all the others had.
Oh dear.
They'd all bounced too, and then they disappeared when her back was turned.
Oh.
I think Laura's got some self-respect issues there. I think there.
Slightly melancholy story so far.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that they've been willing to try and put a tail into these shapes. But each of them seem to have their own little unique personality. And strangely, you do want to carry on to the next level just to see what happens to them in their little
Okay.
world. It's the actual platforming itself is really, really stripped down, as you can see. It's just you are a shape and you bounce. And I think there are many iPhone and iPad games that try and distill it down to core essentials. But this probably goes a step further.
I mean, it's quite daring, just, you know, not a curve in sight.
Yeah. I think if they'd tried to be fancy, then they might have, I suppose, gone the wrong way, failed slightly. But they've stuck to the aesthetics. I think this game actually won quite a few games at the awards at the BAFTAs earlier this year. So it has done well. It has done well. There we go. Here we go.
So there is a story developing alongside the gameplay.
Yes, yeah. At the moment I've met about, I think about 6 different shapes in total. And each of them have their own little tale to tell, but they tend to band together and see each other through. As you can see, a lot of this is trying to cooperate with them. Is it Laura? Laura. I keep forgetting her name. Sorry, there's Claire as well, and for some reason, despite her being a giant blue square, I get the two confused.
Chris.
So they've all got their little traits.
She
dear.
was perfect. He had to tell her so.
Perhaps I should move Laura now.
At some point, he would definitely tell her.
See, there's that giant pixel cloud off to the off to the right. Yeah, the pixel cloud. That seems to be our nemesis. Apart from the fact we have to just make our way through the levels. This can only end badly.
Oh dear.
See?
Oh, so they don't like the water.
They don't like the water. There's very simple rules in this one. It's don't hit the spikes, don't hit the water. But it's very forgiving. This bit here is a bit of a a restart point. So if you do go, well, it's not that forgiving. It actually drops you straight back in the water. You can see the former Chris ebbing away there in the soapy suds. Yeah, don't hit the water, don't hit the spikes, and then just try and get to the portal at the end of it. It's all quite simple platforming. And yeah, but there hasn't been.
Oops.
I think I need to bring Chris back. It's the easiest bit here.
Chris was in love.
So now this kind of
was perfect.
sort of beautiful,
Had to tell her so.
beautifully simple games, I always worry about sort of soft locks and getting yourself irretrievably stuck. But I presume restarting the level should be able to fix anything like that.
Yeah, there's never been too many occasions where I've actually found myself stuck, so to speak. I think there I knew exactly what I'd done wrong. And it was just far easier to restart than just send Chris all the way back. Hopefully Laura can just scoot across here. In fact, most of the game so far is quite a short thing. There hasn't been a great deal of challenge, and it doesn't get overly difficult. I think in a lot of situations you know what you need to do, and it's just a case of corralling all the shapes into the right places. Right.
So it's more like the sort of puzzle sequence solving rather than doing your precise jumps.
Yeah, pretty much that. So you can see that this is Thomas here, the red one, and you got Chris as the yellow one, and along with I keep forgetting his name. Is it Steve?
I think. Oh, I've forgotten. I wasn't paying enough attention. Sorry.
No, I've been there with them for hours, and I still don't know their names. So you can tend to form staircases with them, and this one can jump. Oh no, if he gets Thomas up, you can see the yellow can jump way higher. So it's all about just using them in the right places for the right. There we go.
Ooh.
Look at him go.
So, are you anticipating some great reveal?
I can't see a twist in this one. Unless you turn out to play as the Pixel Cloud, but I would be surprised if that happens.
So it's just for the sheer enjoyment of it.
Yeah, it's a nice, simple. As I say, it's not overly testing, but it's just very pleasant going through.
The others seemed suspicious of Laura and the eager-looking Pixel Cloud of Death, which seemed to be watching her.
Oh.
Sure, they'd use her inherent bounciness to reach slightly higher jump points.
I get the feeling I feel sorry for her almost at the moment. We just seem to be using her for.
Found them rude.
I think Chris is spot on there.
What was there?
To begin with, Chris hated us all.
I feel that.
Yeah. I think he's growing. No, he's actually not. He's not, is he? He just basically said we wish we'd go away.
Only because they were rude, I thought.
Yeah, I think it's the latest in a long line of excuses for Chris, personally. Well, I mean, we've opened up the exit for him.
So this, I noticed I saw you playing this on the Vita.
Yes. Yeah, it's another.
We're now on the PS3.
Yeah, like Guacamelee that we looked at last week. It's got a cloud save functionality where, in theory, you can copy your game from one to the other. We've had a bit of trouble with it, but the game is so short. It hasn't been too much of an ache to replay it. As a platformer goes, I think it's really quite tight because of the actual game is distilled down into these very distinct shapes. Everything from just like the feel of the jump through to the puzzles that you're solving, they seem to have nailed for what they are. So it is actually it's quite a pleasure to go back and try anything that you've missed again. Because I think Guacamelee, I think, had a lot of action to go with it, but the only other platform I've really played on the PlayStation up until now has been Little Big Planet, and for me that was far too floaty. You never feel... I never felt I had true control of Sackboy in the air, but something like this where obviously you've got no... you're just a square. You can only rely on your jumping, and they seem to have nailed it. It's really responsive and very predictable.
You can jump, but not that far.
See how far you can go.
So who's this by? Do you know who's produced this game?
Offhand, I forget. I think it's a one-man operation. This has been out on the PC before. It's only just come out on the PlayStation. But it's definitely a... I'm not quite sure how a one-man operation managed to get Danny Wallace involved. But,
I suppose sometimes it's just the attractiveness of the script or the
I guess, yeah.
proposition. He's you know, I can't imagine he's got a rider where he's demanding bowls of blue M&Ms, you know, just to do the game. So, you know, I could see, you know, this kind of quirky feel might appeal to someone like Danny. I'm talking like I know him.
No. It's the nearest we know him is basically from the books. But I was always a Dave Gorman fan, personally.
Friends Like These I enjoyed. I think that was a Danny Wallace one.
I can't remember which one that one was.
I think it's where he went to reunite with all sorts of friends.
I've cocked up here.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to make a walkway so Laura...
Oh, you had it?
I had it, and then I bounced up and knocked her off.
Oops.
The thing, you can carry each other along, so Thomas is... Right, let's try and create the stairway again. So we need... The only trouble is occasionally flicking between them all can get... which one am I getting? Not quite sure. Now, if I... No. Because I say it's not tricky, and then this bit comes along.
Yeah, interesting. Are you just trying to get the super bouncy guy to flip the switch that's sort of above and right?
Oh, that's true. I'm right. Can he reach it? Oh, he can. I was...
Oh, there you go.
This... Oh, I think I remember this one. The trying to get everyone to bounce... Oh no, I need to get Steve up before he... No, Chris. I don't know why I keep calling Steve Chris or Chris Steve.
I like the way they're all kind of... Everyone knows a Steve and a Chris and a Laura.
Yep.
And a Thomas, don't they?
The Thomas. Don't forget the James. The James is particularly cool.
I don't know. I bet there's not an Alison though.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Right.
No, I suppose, you know, when I was asking about the developer, I'm just, you know, interested. There seems to be sort of exciting things coming out of smaller studios. You know, I suppose they can dare to do something different.
Yeah, I think we were discussing this earlier actually. The larger ones obviously have something to lose, and having the opportunity just to dabble with smaller ideas, you can get them out far quicker. So something like this is ideal. Oh, and we've met. Darn it! Who's that one?
Not
Claire.
Laura. Claire, then.
That's Claire. No, that's Laura. That's the big blue one's Claire.
She's floating in the water.
She is. That's her superpower.
Oh.
Everyone else would get squodged by the water, but she can survive on through it. It is surprisingly Moorish, this game. It subtly flows from one level to the next, and before you know it... Oh no! Saved. Before you know it, yes, you're just drawn in from the next one to the next one to the next one. Oh. There we go. Is that one to there? Oh, let's quickly... Oh no, someone's going to get squashed. Someone's going to get squashed.
Oh no! I'm feeling for these little...
If it wasn't for the narration, I think you could just go, forget it, let's just try again. But
that was Steve and Chris and Claire. You just drowned.
Again, all that. Right. James? No. James. Laura. Chris. No, that's Chris.
Never mind.
Laura liked her new gang. She liked Chris. She liked her
Right, go on.
friends. These ones seem to be sticking around too. Not like those losers from before.
Right, now if I can just get her. There we go.
go.
We can just move her around. Is that gonna...
Oh dear. Well, there we go. That's probably that soft lock I was
There we
talking
go.
about.
It's as if you're a seasoned tester.
In my own way.
That's probably a reasonable place to call it. Let's restart. Let's see this through. We can't leave these squares dangling.
3.9, I feel like there's 4.0 next, so...
4.0.
Oh, no.
You always become complacent, just thinking, oh, I've got this nailed. And of course, after praising the controls, I've only myself to blame for that one. Right.
So I'm guessing this is just a single player, or, you know, could you each take control of a square?
No. Oh, this rushing. This is me rushing now.
Yes, of course.
Just ease it back, slow it down. Yeah, it is just single player. Be interesting to do it co-op, but then some of the levels you only have a single square to worry about, so it wouldn't really work. To be honest, it's quite a short experience. I think I'm most of the way through and only 2 hours in, maybe. So I don't think. I wonder if you had even more content that you just rattle through it at an even swifter pace. Right. There we go. There we go. Thread the needle. So, let's move you there. Goes Thomas.
Oh, he's not bouncy enough.
I think we can solve this. If the two girls work together. No. I think Thomas is gonna have to come back down. This is what I mean. It's more about trying to organise them into the right positions rather than any. Oh,
I'm
right,
enjoying the splodgy sound.
Right. You move there. You come down here. It's almost like Russian stacking dolls at this point. Right. You go there. And you go there.
I'm sure the viewers are on the edge of their seats.
There we
right
go.
now.
There we go. It was all worthwhile. Thankfully, Claire doesn't have to get up there, otherwise we'd be here forever. Catapult them up.
Good old Thomas.
See, at the moment, Thomas is definitely not alone.
Oh, beautiful.